Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'm your host, Airsoft Al, and welcome to another takedown guide. This one is on this little number right here, which is a Korean airsoft gun. Now, if all I've read is to be true, now this might be on another brand of airsoft gun, mind you, another brand of Korean airsoft, mind you, that the internals of this are essentially a self-contained gearbox-style unit. And if that is to be the case, then I'm able to essentially take out the gearbox unit, I'm referring to it as the gearbox unit, mind you, and replacing it with a version 3 gearbox. Again, that is if everything is to be the case, because the way everything is set up at the moment, it looks like it can. Looks like, mind you. I'm not sure if I want to turn this into a full-on AEG conversion. I'm still wary about that. I just want to see if this will fit, and if it does fit, then in the future, mind you, when I get more of these, I might convert this into an AEG. Again, that's if things go well. But what plans do I have for this? Well, number one, I'm going to replace the hop-up unit in this that is fixed with a standard AK hop-up, as well as put a redneck flat hop in here so that way it works a little better, and with a longer inner barrel. I've gone with this lovely little black barrel here that is actually a lot better than the barrel that's in here, which the black barrel itself I actually do kind of like, and hopefully will work somewhat well with this. I'm not 100% sure. Again, we'll work with that. Another thing is I'm going to replace the orange polymer flash hider in here that holds the inner barrel in place with a full metal booster, and or just go with a full-on suppressor to see if it will suppress the sound picture of this little piece right here. Again, we're going to see. But aside from that, we are going to first off remove the dust cover, the pistol grip, the magazine, which that should be more than easy to do. The magazine release and trigger guard, I'm going to see if I cannot replace with this magazine release right here, because they both look about the same, give or take, and having a much better, more reliant magazine release is going to be a big one, because this one is all polymer and is a little weak, as this one's a little bit more stiff, give or take, and actually is a little bit more protruded, which will hold the magazine in place versus it being loose and it being able to fall out just by wobbling the magazine in place. Moving on. Another thing we're going to test out actually with the internal gearbox is seeing if we can't swap it over to another body, because if we can swap it over to another body and it hold in place or be in place without these 3 screws here, which by the way, those 3 screws also are held in these 2 screws here, which, the way this body is, it looks to be clamshell, but not. So, this is not a clamshell body. This is a one-piece body, which holds to the credence of the Korean airsoft. So, again, we're going to see how this goes. So, let's fire up the montage. Okay, stopping the montage here for a second because I want to kind of go over this. This is actually kind of cool because this is the bottom right here, and this bottom is 100% a gearbox bottom. So, again, the credence is holding up. But the big thing is just this right here. The spring itself is self-contained in this unit, so you can't really pull it out yet, mind you. But the charging handle itself is all one self-contained unit. And if I wanted to, I could put a weaker spring on here to help with that. But again, looking closer at this, you can see you can see this plain as day. This is a version 3 hop-up. That's what this is. And looking at this right here, this looks like the top of a version 3 gearbox. But let's continue on with, of course, removing the buttstock here and basically trying to get this entire unit out. Holy shit. Okay, so that's where things are going to get kind of funny because, okay, so there's an Allen screw here. So, if I'm to be correct, if I take out the Allen screw, this entire thing will come off. Oh, no, wait, hold on, it's just right there. Duh. Holy crap. Easy does it. Okay, let's ease her out. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what I thought it was. This is... Well, first off, a nut came out. I just... What? This is an AEG body! That's exactly what this is! This is an AEG body! Just to confirm my suspicions. Just to confirm them, mind you, not really all that much. Come on. Come on then, you bastard. Come on. It actually... If the wires weren't in the way, then... Okay, now it's seated. This is... I cannot... What? Even? We will come back to this another day. I can assure you of that, ladies and gentlemen. We will come back to this another day. But this essentially just confirms what I've read. I can turn this into an AEG if I wanted to. Wait a minute. Can it please work? Oh my god, it wants to. That's the thing. This wants to go in. This wants to go in. Unless this is specifically designed for this style, for the 74 style. So, that's the case. Let me get another style of, hold on a second. Okay, I have this body. Will it go in? Come on, come on, come on. Oh, you want to! You want to go in there, I know you do! Oh, you little bitch! Oh my god, why do you not want to? Is it specifically designed? Yeah, that's what it is, it's specifically designed. This is specifically designed for the specific thing. Jesus Christ, that is a tough fucking spring. But ladies and gentlemen, that just... Korea! What the fuck is with you? This is one self-contained unit, isn't it? Yeah, this is what this is. This is one self-contained unit. This is all one self-contained. So if I literally take this thing apart and I put a better spring in here, that's exactly what it is. I'm not going to, however, because I'd rather just put a better hop up in this thing. Because, Jesus Christ, trying to... Which, again... Oh, that is cool. That is clever. And then... pushing her all the way forward, locks in place. Again, this is one self-contained unit. That is awesome. That's so cool. Jesus. Okay. Let's go ahead, put the nut back in here, of course, and get a better hop-up unit in this thing. All right, so here's the hop-up unit, and yeah, again, this is just standard AK, and I think I know what happened. So, what happened, I think, with the initial thing is that this came out of place because, yeah, that's what happened. This came out of place. So this is not held in at all. So whatever this is holding in place is probably the hop-up rubber or something along that nature, because this is something I've never seen before. So let me just go ahead and try and push that out best as I can. There it goes. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It was just a regular hop-up, so, or a forced hop-up, I guess you could say. So that is so cool. I've never seen one designed like this. That is cool. That is really cool. So it's fixed at a specific angle. That is cool. That is going in the hop-up pile. That's where that's going. Okay, so before I add a new barrel and hop-up to this, which, again, fucking Korea, man, I love you guys. Let's take a look at the magazine well, which I can... Yeah, there are 4 holes in here, so yeah, you can replace the trigger, which is what I'm going to fucking do. Hold on, let me make sure that I have the right one for this, because I need to make sure... Okay, that's not the one I want. It's this one, right? Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. So this is the one I want. So we're going to replace this with this. So let's go ahead and get that swapped over real quick. Huh? Yep, it works better, guys. It really does. So, yep, that works a lot better. A little stiff, but give it some time. It'll, yeah, but that ain't coming out. That's not coming out anytime soon. So, let's go ahead and get us a hop-up. I'm excited, guys. Like, I'm literally shivering with anticipation. There we go. Okay, so, let's give it about... Oh, that's way too much. So about right there, maybe? I'm not... Like, there's a big bulge in there when it comes down. Giggity. Either way, though. Let's go ahead and get the... Let's get right back up in here. Oh, this is just too good. It's too perfect. I'm really hoping nothing goes wrong. Son of a bitch. Went and said that. Something's probably going to go wrong. Either way, though. Let's get these screwed back down. Again, I don't know if this is going to be affected by the bolt itself, but I could be 100% wrong on that. But either way, though, let's go ahead. Get this... Let's actually maneuver this a little bit, because again, this is where it gets a little bit more fun for me, because again, I have to maneuver this in a way to where it... Shit. Okay. There it goes. Okay. Everything's in place, everything is good, everything is fucking grand. Okay. Oh shit, I forgot about the gearbox. Okay, hold on, let me see if I can't... Oh, we are grand, ladies and gentlemen. We are fucking grand, okay. Okay, let's get this all screwed back down. Let's make sure everything is in place, make sure everything is guten Tag. Uh-huh. Yeah. There we go. Ah! Okay. Like I said, make sure everything is in place, because I do not want to repeat this son of a bitch again. Anyway, like I said, make sure it's all in place, make sure all is good. Okay, she's fully back together. The hop-up's here. Let's go ahead and get this back together. Like I said, I'm a little curious about the hop-up unit, because I have seen some Korean airsoft guns with hop-ups, so I'm a little curious about whether or not they'd be affected by it. So, okay, it does affect the hop-up a little bit, but not like much. Actually, it's got clearance to clear the hop-up, so... Granted, that's if I don't... That's if I have the dust cover on here, so that's what's going to be the big factor at play here, is the dust cover. So, let's go ahead and get the dust cover back on. Well, first, let's go ahead and get the buttstock on here before anything else, because I don't want to fuck that up. There we go. Alright, now let's get the dust cover back on here. Oh, that's definitely going to be a fun thing for me. So, I'm going to have to mess with the hop-up and lock it down at the area I want it to be that right position, because apparently the bolt will actually... yeah, I will actually mess with the hop-up, but the hop-up does work. That's a good sign. But before anything else, let's go ahead and get the dust cover locked down. And fire. Still works, and it actually has a little bit more pop. Now I'm a little curious about the... Will it work? Will it work with these right here? And by the looks of it, yeah, it actually will. It will. It's actually trying to. That's the cool part. But nope, there we go. Oh, it actually does. It actually does. It does want to work with this. That's actually really cool. That, yes, it will work with aftermarket part pistol grips. That is cool. So I can actually use my saw grip on here if I want to. But we're going to stick with the basic Bakelite grip because I like that more than anything else. So we're just going to stick with the basic Bakelite. And that's honestly it. But Jesus, I did not expect this to be more than I expected. This, good Lord, this is a lot more than I expected, folks. Again, I wish I was joking on that, but I'm not. This is a lot more than I expected. If I can get the... There it goes. There goes the screw. There we go. Oh, this is going to be so good. And, of course, now it's fully rebuilt. Let's get the magazine on here. Oh boy, okay. Oh, it's definitely... Okay, so it has a little bit of a hard time, but... Okay, so let's try and get the magazine in there. Okay, so it might be to do with the magazine catch than anything else, but... Ah, it wants to go in there. Come on. I didn't just do that. Son of a bitch. Okay. What about other magazines? Will it work the other magazines? Standard AEG mag? It'll work the other magazines, just not this one. So, let me actually look at the magazine catch on here, which I'm actually happy that works out pretty well for me. So let me look at the magazine catch on this and see what the difference... Yeah, there's the big difference. It's thicker, or at least... It's got a thicker... Yeah, that's what it is. It's thicker on the back here. That's what this is. Or at least that's what I think it is. It's thicker on the back. But I can use this on AEGs. That's the big thing, is I can use this if I want to, but I can use these magazines as well, which, with the different magazine release on here, I'm curious, can I use my imitation Bakelite mag? If I can put a 454 mag, or at least this style of 454 magazine in there, I'll be a happy son of a bitch. No, I cannot. Fuck. What about a flash mag? Flash mag. Fuck. Nope. Shit out of luck. But a suppressor now can work with this. So let me swap this out with this. This is an ASG can. And I want to see if this will actually quiet the noise on this sucker. Okay, so yes, it doesn't go all the way down the threading, but what this does do is give me the ability to do this. So, let's see about that noise, shall we? Right, magazine, duh. I want to say it's about the same, but at the same time, let's take the can off here real quick. No, that's actually... That actually does quiet it a bit. Which, then again, I'll leave it to my more acoustically inclined viewers to let me know if this actually does quiet or anything. But either way, though, what this does, however, is it gives me... If I can actually get it to come off, which, let me just go ahead and remove the can on here. What this does give me, however, is the ability to have a somewhat suppressed little PDW. But with the hop-up on here now... I now have a very dangerous, very lovely little Springer able to be converted into AEG Korean airsoft gun. Even though the magazine itself is a little bit of a pain in the ass, but then again, didn't do a lot with it, and I am going to have to file down, apparently, the catch on here a little bit, file it down a bit so it actually does want to work with the magazine release. But either way, though, I'm still able to actually use this, and I'll be frank, I'm stalling here, guys, so let's go ahead, get outside, get some readings on this. Let's go ahead and actually get this thing out to the range and see what the hell we got now improved. Alright, so we have the AK, we have a magazine full of .2 BBs because I want to try this out with .2s, and again, it's going to be really interesting. So, I've got the run cam finally mounted on here, and an apology to the review. To try and mount this run cam is a pain in the ass in of itself on this type of AK without any rails. So again, I wish to apologize for that. I wish someone would 3D print some kind of rail system that would actually clamp onto the top here. You know, just like kind of clamp onto these slots here. That way it's easier to mount a camera. But either way, though, we have the barn out this way, a pretty good distance. We have the run cam on. And there we go. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be a interesting time with that hop-up. But let's see what it looks like with just not me adjusting the hop-up. Okay, it's not too bad. Now let's try adjusting the hop-up just a teensy bit, which I think the big issue is just this right here. It catches this arm, so just undoing that arm right there will alleviate that issue, and just having the main slide itself. So that might be the big thing. Okay, with that adjusted. Yeah, that's the big issue. It's just that arm right there. It's catching it. So bringing it back just a little bit more. Try that again. Yeah, it's the arm. So I'll be right back with a screwdriver to remove that, and then we'll see how it works then. Alright, so we've got the little knob that is this off there that was catching on it. Let's go ahead, get the run cam on. And see exactly what we're dealing with in terms of range now. With just a hop up all the way off. Not unexpected, so pulling that back and pulling the arm back just a teeny tiny bit. Double fed, that's never a good thing. Pulling it back just a little bit more. We're double feeding, that's never a good thing. So let me go ahead and pull out the magazine, get the BBs here, and maybe do a one at a time load, and that's never a good thing. Alright, so let me just pull this back a little bit more now. Okay, so now we load the magazine up. Let's see what we're getting at now. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. I fear we may have double fed and it caused to jam. May have a jam, ladies and gentlemen. Just remedial action. Uh-huh. 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 Let me get the unjamming rod here. There goes one BB. Now she's feeding. All right. Son of a bitch. Okay. I don't know why she's double feeding. That is... Huh. That's not good. That's not good. I don't know if it's the power of the magazine or what exactly, or at least the mid-cap. I might have to do a one at a time feed. but I am going to try and figure out the issue here, because, again, it is feeding, it wants to shoot. That's kind of the big thing about it. So, I don't know what it is, ladies and gentlemen, but let me go ahead and just feed a single BB in there. Maybe that could be the... Okay, now we got a single BB fed in there. Let's try again. Let's see with the hop-up adjusted what this thing is doing now with just a single BB load. It might be the hop-up. That might be the issue I'm dealing with, because that was a single BB load. Pulling up just a little bit. And again, I don't really have a more powerful spring in this, so... It's got to be it. It's got to be the spring. So... That is... interesting. It's got to be the spring load. That's got to be it, because... Or it might be the hop-up, because I do have a redneck flat hop in this thing, and it might be putting too much rubber down to where it's causing the BB not to move out of the barrel as good. So, let me go ahead and get this thing back apart. I'm going to see what I can do with it, and see if maybe a more powerful spring load will work with this. And if not, then I'll give you an update. Okay, so I figured out what's going on. Apparently, the regular hop-up, which, by the way, is on... Which I have put a much better spring in here. I've actually put an AEG spring in this thing. So we will do a FPS test after I'm able to swap out back to its regular hop-up, because apparently the hop-up that it does come with has a cutoff. A actual legitimate cutoff lever designed into it to where it's not double feeding. Or at least that's what I'm thinking, because the regular hop-up that's in here, while yes, the single loading does give me what I've been looking at, and it does drastically improve the actual distance of the BBs, the fixed hop-up apparently, from what I've been researching and from what I've read, is much more adequate with a better spring put into the gearbox, or at least the housing, the gearbox housing. But if I wanted to convert it to AEG, I'm going to just put an AEG gearbox in here and just straight up go from there. Just straight, I can basically run this as is. But I want to run this as a springer for 1 or 2 games. I am saddened by that, because much as I hate it, and believe me, I do hate it, I have to go back with the barrel that it did have. Don't get me wrong, the barrel that it does have is a full metal barrel. It does work out pretty well, but at the same time, I want to see what this can do with just... I guess I want to see what it does with just the stock barrel that it comes with, and just the stock hop-up. Now, I'm going to try and see if I can't have the barrel that's in here actually in with that as well, or attempt something of that nature. Again, I'm still seeing what I can do, because this is a really cool and fascinating gun. So, we're going to unjam it, we're going to get everything swapped over, and we're going to get it back to the stock internals that was in here. Much to my chagrin. Now with the standard hop-up in here, or, well, the hop-up that it did come with back in there, the more stronger spring, and of course the inner barrel, now realizing that I had to tighten this Allen screw in there with it. Hopefully it won't come flying out, but we will be testing in the future. We have .2s that we'll be testing out, as well as the FPS. Now I'm going to first test it to make sure there is no double feed. There is no double feed. So that does, in fact, make me realize that yes, it does have that. So, FPS test 289. Ain't that bad, actually. It's actually a lot better than what it was shooting before. 291. And 289. So we're now reaching the 280, 290s. Now, I am going to probably put a much more powerful AEG spring in this in the future. The post that has a little thick on certain sides that makes it difficult to put springs in there, so I'm going to have to sand it down, sand those posts down a little bit, so I can put a much more powerful AEG spring in there. I am going to look into it in the future, but because this can, in fact, take an AEG gearbox, I may convert this into an AEG in the near future. Because looking at it, apparently the stock hop-up that's in here has a stopper that keeps double feeding from happening. Again, I am a little saddened by that fact, but that's understandable. So with a fixed hop-up and a much more powerful AEG spring, what is it getting distance-wise? So, the question is, can we hit the broadside of a barn? And aiming at, I want to say, roughly 60 or so feet, give or take. I think we're about 80, 90, give or take. Now, can I hit the broadside of a barn? No, it cannot. Or, yes, it can. Okay, that one just went... So I think it's getting accustomed to the... Yes, it can, actually. That's... Oh! Let's get up higher and see what we're just getting straight distance-wise. Okay, we are up at the highest point possible, about 100 feet. Let's just see what we're getting just straight flat shots at the highest distance, because, again, I am very curious now, because, dear Lord. That's going to the tree line. That went behind the barn. Okay, so here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the almost 300 FPS spring with its fixed hop-up. That is insane. It is getting well beyond 100-foot shots when before it wasn't even doing that with its standard spring that it had in there. That's legit insane. And I think with a much heavier spring with .25s, it'll probably reach well beyond the current distance it's getting. Again, I don't really have the spring needed to give that extra oomph, but I will in the future, and that's if and when I'm able to do what I can with it. But at the moment, I am definitely going to run it as is, because it is getting the distance I want it to, or at least a good distance that I personally am satisfactory with. If it's not your personal satisfactory, just throw a heavier spring in the son of a bitch and go to town. And the cool part, as I said before, when opening up the spring gearbox, I know that's weird to say, but again, Korea, there is a system in there for slam fire. As in, it has a 2-trigger system, to where when you hold down one stays up, and the hammer catches it, and when you push the bolt home, it automatically drops it to give that slam fire effect. But again, this thing is insane. Not gonna lie, this is definitely gonna get used in the future. Like, a lot in the future. But, till then, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section down below if you learned anything from this, and whether or not you are definitely going to start investing into Korean airsoft guns. Because I believe the Korean airsoft guns I saw that actually did have a hop-up must be a specific style of hop-up, or something a little bit better. Again, it could be one of the two, but right now, this sucker... Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is definitely getting used at Tupelo Airsoft Club at their Terminator game. Because again, I'm taking a lot of my sleeper guns there to test them out. To actually give them a field test, a field run. To actually see how good they run and perform in game. So, till then, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help support or fund more of these mod guides, or at least more investments into Korean airsoft guns, then consider donating to our PayPal down below. If you want to come talk shop with me and basically hang out, have fun, there's a Discord link down below to a Discord that I am in, as well as many authors and other people of similar mindsets. And I do mean guns, military, and foreign affairs, as well as some politics. So, if you want to come to that crazy clusterfuck of a Discord server, then, like I said, link in the pinned comment down below. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airsoft Al, and I will see you lovely people in the next video. Till next time, later.